When you zoom out and kind of look at all the things that you have in your relationship, and you see that, whoa, I really do have a partner that cares about me. I have a partner where we're growing and he supports me, and he talks about the future, we talk about the future, we plan our babies. Like, you have a real partner, and I think if you have a real partner, that says a lot. And so I think that's how I knew. Like, I knew I had a partner that was going to like stick through things with me.
I'll be down for you forever. We gon' always be together. Down for any kind of weather. The Snooks and Snuck'em Show. We going higher than the ceiling. You and me is all I need, yeah. Keep on rocking to the beat, yeah. The Snooks and Snuck'em Show.
Hey, friends.
Hello. Hey, guys. We're back again.
We're back with another video.
Please. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Real Talk Podcast, episode 8.
Yes.
Season finale.
Yes.
Season finale.
We did it.
What you think, Snuck'ems?
First season down.
You think we did a good job?
I think we did a good job.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We decided to go for 8 episodes this first season to see the reception, take some notes, learn some things, figure out, what we should do. Season 2, we're going to be doing 10 episodes, but have some guests coming and everything like that. More on that at a different point. But yeah, we here, we did it.
I'm proud of us. Are you guys proud of us? I'm proud of us.
And we lied in not the last.
I was just thinking
that.
Yeah.
The last episode I had said, we'll be in Cabo by the time y'all watch that. Missed the date up. That's not exactly what happened. And not the episode y'all are going to watch in a couple of days, but the one you guys would have already watched. Black people are going on braids when the women get or vacation when the women get the braids or whatever. So
that's facts.
We are just now getting ready to leave for Cabo tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it's going to be lit. I can't wait. It's my first time going.
So when you guys see episode 7, we'll be in Cabo.
Yeah. I think in that one we would have said, we just got back. That's not true. We would have just left. We'd still been on vacation.
Yeah, and by the time this one comes out, we'll be back.
Yeah.
Boo.
I'm trying to get her to go scuba diving. I don't think it's going to happen now, but we'll see what happens.
I like adventurous stuff, but your girl got back problems, so I can't do everything I used to do. But I'm down to scuba dive. We'll have to see.
Well, I'm going to go deep sea diving like I do any other time.
Anyways.
But all right, well, today's episode is called, she came with the title today.
Just now, actually.
Yeah, seconds
it's called, ago. You got questions, we've got answers. You like that?
I don't know. We just let her have this one since, I did the rest of them. But, I like it enough. So we asked you guys a few questions on Instagram. And again, go ahead, follow me at OVOXOmar.
At Skylar Simone.
And basically we actually.
And wait, at Snooks and Snuck'ems.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll be forgetting about it. She manages that page. So I'll be
And also, while we're at it, plug, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please, please, please subscribe. Now you can go.
Are you done?
Mm-hmm.
All right. That part wasn't necessary. But anyway.
Hold up. He don't want me to get upset today.
You can get upset. So we asked you guys a few questions. We phrased them differently, but generally it's about, hey, ask us some things you want to ask us either about ourselves, relationships or some issues in general, whatever. We got a few responses. Some of y'all responses, I'm just going to say right now, I'm not going to be reading them. And a couple of you know who you are. You've asked some wild questions. So I'm going to say right now, I am sorry. But let's go ahead. We'll have Snooks go first with her questions.
Okay. So we got a few on our Snooks and Snuck'ems page and then a few on mine. Okay, so I'm going to start with, should we start easy?
Do what you want. We here for a good time, not a long time.
Simone said, and I'm not going to read her at because it's going to be here. Simone said, how can I find a good one? What's your answer for her?
I mean, you was a lawyer, so go to one of your little your joints. What's it called? Little law offices. There should be a good dude in there. I hope, right? Nah. I think I'll stop playing around. It'll come when it comes. So I mean, yes, you can go out looking and do things like they have like the dating apps, the sites. Just going out and hanging out with people. Although you might not want to find the one at a bar or club, but hey, if you do, that might work out. I found her at a party. I mean, y'all see where we at. So
I forgot my ring. Sorry.
You see what I'm talking about? Anyway, whatever. But I feel like it'll come. Like you might not want to rush that sort of thing. Like when it happens, it'll happen, and that's how you'll know that person will be the one. I wasn't necessarily looking for. I actually wasn't looking for anyone when I found her. If I'm being honest, but then I found her, and then it went from there. I knew immediately, and that's where we was at. Y'all heard the story. So, I mean, I feel like it'll come when it comes. But, I mean, if you are, looking for somebody, I mean, I just be open and receptive to it and everything like that. You can try the dating apps and sites and, things like that. Maybe somebody you already know and are friends with or something like that, that is a casual friend. I don't know what you got going on. She might, I don't. But, figure something else like that and, I mean, kind of see what happens. That's what I think. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like it really, well, you know how they always say it happens when you least expect it?
Right, yeah.
I mean, that's what happened for us.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's true. Also, I mean, people are really getting married off these dating apps.
Yeah.
So I feel like the most important thing is to be good with yourself. I mean, for us, we obviously met young, so we grew together. But if I were dating right now, I feel like you need to be secure with yourself, heal the things you need about within, figure out what you want, and then again, it'll just happen.
Yeah.
Like even if you're on a dating site, I feel like it'll just happen. Yeah. But pay attention to red flags. I think a lot of times we ignore red flags.
Yeah.
Pay attention to them red flags, girl.
Yeah, because if you...
That's all I got to say about
that. That goes for
that
everybody.
one.
Like, for anyone who's looking for somebody, it's like, hey, I'm ready for this, I'm ready for that. Don't be willing to just accept or be with someone and accept things you probably shouldn't accept. I mean, I think we've all been there. We've been with somebody who it's like, oh, yeah, everything is great and woo. But after you get out of that stage, a couple of weeks, might even be a couple months, whatever the thing is, a couple of days at the worst case scenario, you're like, what is happening here? Like, you're like this? This is what you do on a daily basis?
Red flag.
So again, be receptive and be open, to get receiving those things. But while you may want a thing, and this can be with relationships, a job or anything, don't just accept it because you've been looking for that thing. So I'm going to go ahead and take it. You know what I'm trying to say? Still, just pay attention, I guess you can say. So that's what I think.
That's all we got for you, Smoke.
Yeah. So I hope that helped. If not, call her, text her. Don't call me because I'm just going to say I'm sorry. Oh, by the way, whenever you give people advice, you have to say, I mean, that's just me, or say,
that's
I don't know.
That's what happened for me.
Yeah, just say, I don't know. So that way, if you mess something up, hey, I told you it's your show.
Right,
you know what I'm
we
saying?
don't know. We don't know for sure.
Right.
But,
all right, so I guess I'll go ahead and take one and ask one. Like I said, there are a lot of questions I'm not going to answer. I don't know what was on y'all mind when y'all sent some of these. I guess I'll ask one of these for her. For my friend. So this is from Ruby. She said she's not saying names. I am. I don't care if it's going to be down here.
No, I'm saying names. Oh, you're doing the ad.
Yeah, the ad. Yeah. It'll be down here and just say it out loud.
Oh, my God.
Ruby at Garcia ER_. The only question of hers that I'm willing to ask and say out loud on here is, at what moment did you know you were going to marry Sky? When did I know? So I'm one of those analytical people. I kind of know how things are like gonna go with things. I was like, all right, hey, this will happen, then that'll happen, and such and such and such and such. Again, I found her. We found. Well, I found her because, as she said in the first episode, and likes to say, I was not her type, and she wasn't looking for anything. But again, you don't see her ring, but got mine. Again, I planned it out, and I knew a year after we lived with each other in our own apartment that I was gonna propose. So I guess if I could answer that question honestly, like I've always known, I guess, that I wanted to,
That's so sweet.
that I wanted to be with her. I can't think of a precise moment when I was like, yep, she is the one, other than when we first, met, like that first night, the first story and, from the first episode. And since then it's just been about, what do I need to do to get there and like to make it happen and everything like that. So, I mean, yeah, but let me turn it and ask you, when did you know that I was going to be the one that you could marry me?
Okay, so my answer is a little different.
All right.
So I didn't know in the beginning, but I think I started realizing it because we were together for a while.
Yeah, I think we were together for. Sorry to interrupt. We were together for 7 years when I proposed. 6 or 7 years when I proposed, for context. Yeah.
So sorry, my mic is a little keeps going down, but for me. In the beginning, I did not think that this was going to be marriage because I told you guys in a previous episode that I got a text message through y'all, but I told you guys that at first I didn't think that this was going somewhere, and then as we started like just building a life together, just naturally, I started realizing, oh wait, I think this is like my life partner. And then I'm gonna say another question because it has to do with the question we're answering now. So okay. Shanae said, how did you know you were ready for marriage? So for me, I remember like when we were at that mark where you did propose finally, there was some type of shit. Like, I think we had worked on through a lot of stuff, and I was finally like, okay, like, no, I would say yes.
Yeah.
Because beforehand, I had told him, years before, like, if you propose, I would say no, because there were things that we needed to work on or things that we needed to change in order for both of us to be like, okay, this is, we can go ahead and get married. But I think it's a feeling, like, I just knew. And also when you zoom out and kind of look at all the things that you have in your relationship, and you see that, whoa, I really do have a partner that cares about me. I have a partner where we're growing and he supports me. And, he talks about the future. We talk about the future. We plan our babies. Like, you have a real partner. And I think if you have a real partner, that says a lot. And so I think that's how I knew. Like, I knew I had a partner that was going to, like, stick through things with me.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing for me. Like you said, zooming out, like I said, I'm analytical. So not saying that I plan out, hey, I'm going to propose on this day, other than when I said, hey, I'm going to propose on like this Saturday or that night or whatever it's going to be. As I was planning out things and zooming out on our relationship, hey, are we ready for this? Like, is this going to be something like for us? I was like, well, yeah, we are partners. And that's one thing I said. One of the things I pride ourselves. There's two things. One, we have the same taste when it comes to like design and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So I know, like, if I'm designing something, he doesn't have to ask me anything. He knows that he's gonna like it.
The only thing we're gonna disagree with is gonna be the price, because that's gonna be the only thing.
I don't care about the price.
Yeah, and that's the problem now. But we are partners with it, so we have the same taste, and then also that we are partners, so it's like everything that needs to get done. Hey, this is what we need to do. Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? And it's like a natural like flow of things. It's not necessarily an argument about how something's going to happen. And so, I knew we were ready. Again, as I zoomed out on, hey, I'm probably going to want to propose on this date. Are we ready? Yeah, because all these boxes are getting checked off. Yeah, we have things to get worked on, but nothing in life is perfect. We're going to continue to grow together. Even now, we're still fixing and working on things that have been problems for years and stuff like that. So I mean, again, zooming out, as she said, is how I knew that I was ready to get married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to move my mic.
You got it.
There we go, guys. I'm just trying to get comfortable over here.
Well, you should have did that at first as we were setting up.
Did I ask
sweetheart?
Did I ask you?
You asked somebody.
All right. Y'all hear me? We good? Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Okay, no, I just did Sinead, so you want to go next?
Oh, yeah, I'll go ahead and go. All right. Got to unlock my screen. Oh, look. So, Sinead, she asked me that, too. Got to keep skipping past these wild Ruby questions. Jesus Christ, bro.
We should just put one of them. I might put one of Ruby's questions right here, and then you'll see why he didn't answer.
And I'm going to choose the best one. There's literally, she probably put like 8 up here.
She asked me a good one.
Well, we'll get to hers in a second, but she probably asked me like 8. I can't say none of these out loud. Whatever. All right, here we go. My man's full and fit. Everybody, this is my coach, my trainer, my man, 50 grand. He's responsible for me getting here. I mean, I'll be lifting the weights, but he gave me the program and everything. What did he say? He said, "What is the most rewarding aspect of being married?"
I feel like it kind of goes.
You want to answer?
Oh,
well, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like what we said,
the
partnership and everything.
Yeah,
like that.
It's like you have a partner. For us, I mean, every relationship's different, but like we have the same goals. Like we're chasing everything together.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing I feel like better than that. Not having to be like, I want us to go this way, and then having a partner be like, no, let's go this way. Like, no, we're going this way.
Exactly. Like not being in something by yourself or whatever. Like for my business stuff that I'm working on, she's there. Even something recently as she got her little braids done or whatever. She a new what's the word, like networking is done. So now I have some more stuff for my business coming, which I mean we're kind of excited about because of that. And it's funny because I told her she should probably like wait to go at a later point or something just in case.
No. What happened was when I got there, my appointment was at 1:30, but somebody was still in the chair. So I texted him saying they're not done. And he was like, well, maybe you should just leave and go back. And so I sat there, and I'm glad I did. And it's just, I said a prayer. So for anybody who has a dream or anything, for me personally and for us, and I hope that we will have the proof of this one day. And maybe one day in the future, I'm going to say this now. I'm going to play this clip and be like, when we really made it, I'm going to play this clip. I pray every night that God brings the right friends to us, the right business people to us, people that truly care and want to protect us and guide us and show us the way. And so we don't go searching. Like, yes, we're going to go to networking events, but even at those, like, I'm not searching to like be like, I need to talk to her. Like, no, I'm trusting that God's going to bring the right people to us. And I feel that he's doing that. So me being at the hair salon and then just finding somebody in the cannabis industry and we're just talking, like, I feel like that's a moment, Yeah. So a few years from now, come back to episode 8.
Right. But yeah, no, so that was that. And then with the stuff that she has going on, you know, personally, emotionally, you know, mentally and stuff like that, you know, I've been there to support her. Again, it was a bit like rocky at first trying to navigate how we're going to handle things, because everybody, anyone in a, you know, relationship, a marriage, a friendship, somebody in your family, your coworker, everybody has different ways of doing things. We might not like how somebody's doing it, or we don't think they need to do a thing in that way because it doesn't work for us. So, you know, in that situation, like, it was like that, but I was like, hey, she needs a partner. She needs my support for this or whatever. And as we've said to you guys before, it does not matter if somebody has a problem with something that you're doing. If it works for you, as long as you're not hurting anybody, it works for you. And then that's it. So keeping that in the back of my mind. So it's, again, having somebody to go through life with. I mean, it's great. It's not better than that. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to our guy, Josh. He brought some waters in here.
Muzz was parched. Appreciate it, man. We just parched out here.
Right. Who got the Fiji? Come on, Fiji. Okay.
What y'all think about Dasani, by the way? Y'all think it is like high pH? You don't think so? Like, if you was thirsty, you wouldn't drink it?
It tastes off.
It may taste a little off.
I mean, I'll drink it if I have to. I love water, but.
But all right, go ahead.
So this is a Ruby one that was actually a good one. So she said, would you guys ever consider adoption? So can I give some background before we get into that? So we've touched on this before, but just to remind you guys, we do want to have a family. Preferably, we did want to get pregnant this year, but hopefully we get pregnant by next year. But I have something called polycystic ovarian syndrome. A lot of women have it. A lot of women don't even know. It causes a bunch of issues, but one of the most common known issues and what everybody associates with it is infertility. So for us, we've had, you know, issues getting pregnant, and, you know, my body just doesn't do what it's naturally supposed to do. So we've talked about it. You know, we talked about, like, we're getting older. I'm 30. He's about to turn 30. We both wanted kids young. Well, him younger than me. Me, I'm ready.
Well, don't say it like that.
He wanted kids younger. Me, I'm like ready now. Like, I feel like 30 is a good age. But I also, because my parents had me older and I've always had to worry about like sickness and death, I always wanted to make sure I had my kids younger than they had me. So now that I'm 30, I'm like freaking out sometimes, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm running out of time, which is not true. God's timing. But we've talked about it. It's something we would consider. Preferably, we would want to adopt after we've had our own kids. Like, I truly, we both want to have that experience. Like, I want to carry my kid, and we just want to be able to have it like that natural way. Well, with IVF, if necessary, as natural as possible. Is that considered natural?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
But, so we would prefer to have ours. And then, yes, we've talked about adopting too. But if we had to adopt without having our own, I guess we would, but I really want my own.
Yeah, and to clarify why we were laughing, talking about the obvious, because you were talking about natural. Like, I told her, like, hey, if we did have to go another route, I mean, there's another route we could go. I could, you know, the sex thing could still be there. It might not be me and her. It might be me and somebody else.
He loves to play around.
But if it happens, hey, you know, hey, it's natural, right? Somebody's carrying a baby, right? You know, it's not, you know, that way. But
I'm done.
She's not open to that option, but
yeah, you're not open to it either.
I mean, we gonna work on it. But anyway, but yeah, no, open to adoption. I mean, we've adopted, and this isn't the same thing. Although if you have dogs, it's pretty similar to having kids. We adopted our dogs. While some people might breed them naturally and then pay all that money to buy them, hey, y'all got bread. Us, no, we gonna go ahead and pay the $200. My boy and my girl, Ace and Glacier. Maybe we'll drop a couple pictures of them in here. But
yes, we will.
You know, we adopted the both of them, and I mean, yeah, it's great. And everybody needs a home. You know what I'm saying? So if we could not do it to natural and we had to adopt, then I mean, yeah, I'd want to adopt the kid younger. But then again, I mean, older kids need home too. And then if you do adopt a younger kid, I have to tell them eventually, hey, I'm not your biological like parent. Like, what kind of what effect would that have on them and stuff? So it's like a whole nother
we're
space.
open to it.
But yeah, I am open to it. I'm not the type of person that'll say no, not doing that. We'll never do that or anything like that.
Yeah.
But you know, we are open to it. But again, we want to hopefully try it the natural.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I'm open to having both. But yeah.
Yeah. But we'll
There's
we'll
our
see what
brief.
happens.
We could go on and on and on.
Yeah, exactly.
This
like,
is our brief little.
Yeah, we're not against anything. We're not. Maybe once we do end up pregnant, or if we do decide to adopt,
Yeah.
and we'll talk more about it in a different episode, season 2, season 3, whatever it'll be.
Yeah.
But we'll go into it later. We're not we're not against adopting like at all.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
Yeah, we
thought
talked about
it.
Skipping past more of these Ruby ones. Oh my God, bro.
I cannot.
All right, here we go. My man Sterling, Z_fighter26. He asked two pretty good questions. I'll ask one, then I'll let you go. Then maybe I'll
Okay.
ask another one of his. Which one do I want to answer first? Do you think social media ruined the landscape of dating?
Ooh.
It depends on how you look at it. So, if your relationship is something you, in my opinion, if it's something that you, what's the word? Not project, but maybe not advertise even. One of those
like,
words.
You mean like when people are very open about?
Yeah, like open about like constantly posting and
I guess
everything
that'd be
like
advertised,
that. Yeah, I mean,
like,
like
that,
advertise.
you know.
I mean, it could because I'm like, oh, you with him, you with her, whatever, like that. Or I remember when I was with him, her type shit, whatever. Why all these girls, all these dudes like you know what I mean? Like, so I mean, that could have an effect, but I feel like it might come back to, and then I'll let you go. I feel like
I
it
hope
just
I don't
comes.
forget.
Yeah, I hope not either. But I feel like it. I won't be long. I feel like it just comes back to how you are in a relationship at this time currently. We all probably seen the Kiki Palmer and
That's what I
her
was gonna bring
boyfriend,
up. Yes,
Mr.
yes,
Palmer,
yes, yes.
in a situation going on with that. We're not going to go into details about that just because whatever, but that could cause an issue in a relationship if it was something like that. But that's might not necessarily be what we're talking about here. You know what I mean? Also, you might meet somebody on a social a website, so one of those dating apps, and we've known people. We actually, one of her friends, he got married and has a kid with her and everything like that. They're like pretty happy. They was at the wedding and everything.
Yeah.
So seeing that as like a social site. But if I'm not sure how Sterling asked this question. Maybe I should have asked him to explain more. Would a social site hinder your relationship? I think it could, based off the security or issues you might have in that relationship. Again, why you follow on these people, who you DM, and why you liking her pictures, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but not even just insecure. If someone has a mistake, so we can be pretty secure. But if you see that I'm like DMing like all these journalists, something like that, it's not that you're insecure. I mean, it kind of you can go off a different tangent with that, but you're gonna be like, what's going on? Or whatever, or if I see you heart in every guy's picture, that might or not. Well, yeah, heart in every guy's picture, and they look nothing like me. I mean, yeah, that could be a bit of insecurity, but that doesn't mean it's like an okay or that is wrong. I really think the whole thing is, in my opinion, it depends on your relationship and how it goes. I guess how social media.
Can you read the question again?
Sure.
It's like a test. Please reread the question.
Yeah, he said, "Do you think social media ruined the landscape of dating?"
My answer would be, I don't think it ruined it. I think it completely changed it. So,
okay.
Back in the day, I guess depending on where you're from, my family's from the South, there was more courting in a different way. I guess they're still courting.
Well, from the South and older, just because nobody's courting now in the South like that. So, yeah. Sorry, I just specified. Don't say in the South they court. I'm pretty sure.
Are you done?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, go ahead.
Anywho, so it was very different, back in the day.
Yeah, say that part. Back in the day. But yeah, all right, go ahead.
Social media, I feel, has completely changed things. There are different types of problems. I mean, there is insecurity and worrying about talking to other men, back in the past. But now everything's in front of your face. Like, I know some people choose to completely not post their relationship. We are obviously the opposite. But some people do that to protect themselves. So I feel that if you're not careful and if you guys don't make a conscious effort to block out the noise, then, I think that it could have a detrimental effect on relationships, but it can also be positive now, right? You can meet people randomly online. You can do dating apps. You don't even have to leave your house to find your person.
Exactly.
You can meet other couples doing things like this. So yeah, I think it definitely changed the dating game. I don't necessarily think it's all bad. There's pros and cons.
Yeah. I mean, again, like I said, it could present different issues and stuff like that, like a whole new host of challenges and stuff. But that's anything with technology. I mean, again, back in the day, I mean, you probably had to write a letter to the joint that you're courting.
You're really annoying right now.
Or like go and see them and stuff. And then technology verse, now you can text them. You can also text other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
FaceTime and everything like that. You got a whole host of sites. Some sites I'm not even going to get into. But it's just a lot going on. So I think it can present issues, but along with her, it depends on y'all's situation. And I don't think it necessarily hindered it, but I do think it probably, just changes it up. Yeah.
Like you said, Kiki Palmer is the perfect example of issues that can happen. Like this wouldn't have happened before social media.
Exactly. Like, who else would have known about that? But then
Right.
again, that goes into another thing, like, secrets and people not knowing stuff. But do you think certain issues would be such a big a deal if it was not on display for everybody to see?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just another little think piece.
Yeah.
Somebody should write a paper about it. I'll read it, but we'll quote it down here for Let the Fact Show.
Let
That's
the
your little
Fact
segment.
Show.
Yeah, but yeah.
But that was a good question.
What is it? Let the
Let the
Record
record
show?
show.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. I forget our own stuff, but go ahead.
Okay. This is from Julia. Are you ever afraid of the spark dying over time in a relationship? So, I'm going to say yes and no, but I feel that it's not really the spark. Maybe it is. Let me just go ahead and answer. So for me, because of where I feel that we're going, right? I feel that we're going to have businesses. We're going to do social media. I could even see some TV in there, like we're going to be booked and busy, period. So for me, what I fear is losing the intentional like time that we spend together. So like I'll even tell him now because my mind is already prepping. I'm like, we have to remember that we have to spend time together when things get busy, like that. And then when with not spending time together, then there's disconnect. Then there's a lack of spark. So that's my fear, not really the spark initially, but the lack of time together to then cause disconnects and a lack of spark.
Oh, you done your thought?
I'm done.
Nah, I mean, go ahead, repeat the question.
Okay.
So I was looking at your hair and stuff like that. And
you liked it?
And then I was thinking about Cabo, like what were you
thinking about my hair?
Well, it's like the colors of like how it changed up.
You like it?
Well, yeah, and then I was thinking about like the trip when we go and stuff like that. Then I was like, I wonder if we could even do a fishing excursion. I am being present, but I'm in vacation mode. Look, I'm in vacation
I was just giving gems.
I was about to.
Hold
no,
on.
Listen.
Wait, I was just talking about how I want to make sure we keep spending time together.
I heard all that. But then
you see what I'm saying, guys?
Like, we talking about spending time. We're about to spend time together for like the next week.
But we're
so
here.
I was just thinking about that. Yeah.
You know what, you guys? Let me just say something. I posted a picture today on my Instagram at Skylar Simone.
You said that already.
And the quote, because this applies, the quote is under my picture. Most humans are never fully present in the now because unconsciously they believe that the next moment must be more important than this one. But then you miss your whole life, which is never not now.
Objection. Relevance.
The relevance is that you were not in the present moment. You were moving on.
All right, overruled. Anyway.
Oh, let me read. Did I read you the question?
Well, I just had it till you started talking, but go ahead.
It says, are you ever afraid of the spark dying over time in a relationship?
I mean, yeah. I mean, as with anything, and I know this is like mainly our relationships, but with a lot of different relationships, like if you're not catching up with people and staying up on people, communicating and everything like that, is your relationship, going to be the same? Right. So definitely with somebody you're dating, somebody you're married to, hey, if we're not, as she said, spending time together and like having our time, everything like that together, is the spark going to die? I mean, potentially, I think that that's something that could happen. So, I guess the answer is, yeah, I'd be worried about that happening. So, like, I try to make sure, like, I'm staying up, like, on our stuff. We try to have our Wednesday date nights, as y'all saw for episode 4 or 5.
I can't remember now.
So we don't always do the cars like that, but we might like go out. We went to Dave & Buster's one time. We started watching our shows together. At least to start spending time together more frequently, like during the week and everything. So yeah, no, like I'd be afraid with that. People that I'm friends with or whatever, wanting to make sure I'm checking on them and see what's going on in their lives and stuff. Won't get into details about this. I had no idea one of my friends was going through something that he was going through. I had zero, and she knows what I'm talking. I had zero idea. And like, I just feel so bad. He didn't like hold anything against me and stuff, but I know how I felt if people aren't there like to support me and like check in on me and stuff like that. So it's like, for me not to have like done the thing that I want to, like, I just feel bad. And so it's like, not even just worrying about a spark disappearing, worrying about missing moments and times and stuff like that. I even brought up like my wedding and how some of my friends didn't attend and stuff like that. That is a moment that we will never be able to get back. We will never be able to say, hey, remember we can say,
right.
And some of our other friends, hey, y'all remember when we went to car? Remember when Jamil messed up
the wedding? It was a
like
time.
Right? You know what I'm saying? It was a good time. You know what I'm saying? Like it's, we can never get that time back. So yeah, I'm afraid of the spark, but also like missing moments and missing those times and stuff like that. That's that's what I'd be worried about. You know what I'm saying?
But that's why we're going to be very intentional, and that's why you have to be very intentional in relationships. Yeah. Even when you're not busy, because that's how the spark dies. Like relationships are not easy, people.
Yeah, it's work. It's work, and if it's not work for you, congrats, I guess. But it's work. You got to work at it. You can't just be like, yeah, we're together. That's it. I can do A and B, but don't have to worry about C, D, E, F, G, H, and I because I've done the other two, and that person will need to be okay with it. In our opinion, it won't work like that. If your person is okay with it, then hey, but I can tell you right now, I'm gonna have to hear her mouth about it at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But all right, so I'll get to another one of Sterling's questions. He said, this might be a little bit of what we just went into, but I'll go ahead and ask it anyway. As a married couple, what is your greatest challenge?
Oh, did I get that one too? Oh yeah, he sent it to. Okay.
Oh, did he? Okay, cool.
Z Fighter.
Yeah.
As a married couple, what is our greatest challenge? I think what we've talked about before, right?
Yeah.
Like continuing to make sure we're loving in each other's love language and listening, like the communication part. I think that's the greatest challenge because that's the base of everything. So just continuing to work through learning each other's communication, because I'm telling you, you can be with somebody forever. Like we've had major breakthroughs in communicate. Like we communicate so much better now because we're learning to really listen. I mean, yes, we still need work. People always
we still be beefing. Don't get us wrong. We still be beefing.
He be getting on my nerves, but
you be getting on my nerves.
But see, stop interrupting me. No, but
breakthroughs in communication.
Right. So yeah, I think those are the main things. Like continuing to work on our communication. In the past, like if this were a different season in our relationship, I think some of the challenges have been working through some of the things we've done to each other in the relationship.
Like what?
Is this the episode for? Like, okay, so
what was episode 4?
When we got married. No, hold on.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
Stay here.
All right. That's why I was confused. I was like, what?
So when we got married, we did counseling before we got married.
Okay.
And they told us to spend time apologizing to each other for things that we've done in the past and to let it go.
Yeah.
So like nothing crazy, but we've had things we've had to work through that were big deals in our relationship.
Yeah.
You know, things that could have broke the trust if we let it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do, the reason I'm not going into it right now is we're gonna do, like, it needs to be an in-depth episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've both been responsible for breaking the trust, and we could have let that ruin our relationship, but we didn't. Yeah. So yeah, I think challenges change as you go. Like that's not a challenge for us anymore.
Yeah.
Anything to add?
I mean, all of that, and I mean, you kind of, I don't want to keep interrupting you, but yeah, you basically covered everything. If anything, and this is, again, one thing I've, said before, I've said in, episode 6, briefly, even though I was ranting, hopefully y'all paid attention. But one thing I had said, an idea that I convey to people, it is never just the other person's fault or whatever. You are never, in some situations, I mean, obviously somebody robbed you. I mean, what else could you do? How did you know they was going to rob you? But there was always something.
Stayed home.
Well, yeah, but then again, it's like, you know what I'm saying?
If they robbed your house, then you should have left.
But exactly, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's wild, but it's like, there was always something different that you can do. So one of the biggest challenges in our relationship is myself. It's, working on things. So being present, even though it was a playful moment, but like being present in things, as she said in her quote, thinking the next moment is more important. I mean, like we could be doing this. And I'm like, all right, hey, I said it at the beginning of before this, we were just talking to our editor, Josh, and like what we got going for the day. And there was a point in time where what I said I have to do next is what's coming up. I got to clean up Saturday. We got to do some more stuff with the dogs. Got to, make sure, go to Target and make sure we have everything and all that stuff. Like that's what's on the next thing on my mind. And because I'm focused on that, I'm not focused on like what's going on
right now. Yeah.
Our wedding, I was focused on with what was happening with, my friend group and everything like that. And not on like the day, even during our honeymoon and stuff like that. So it's, I feel like I'm my biggest challenge in the relationship or whatever.
I'm saying not. I'm
no.
You're, like I 100% agree.
Yeah.
For me too.
Yeah.
Like that's why you have to work on yourself. We are not perfect.
Yeah.
And the way to better your relationship is to make sure you're handling yourself.
Yeah.
Like the way for us to spend better quality time with each other is for him to learn how to be more present.
Yeah.
The way for us to communicate better is for me to stop letting my anxiety make me angry and so it's just, there's so many things that work together to create, disconnect and fights and bad communication. So that's why you just have to work on yourself. It's never just the other person.
Exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. The other person in the relationship, I'm not saying this is how
don't get me wrong, because if we're going to put percentages on it,
I'm just saying.
I'm going to say I'm about look, how much percent.
I'm not going to respond to her negativity with more negativity. I don't even know where I was going with this originally.
Next question.
But what I was going to say is like, just think of the last, maybe the argument you got into, with your person. And challenge yourself, both of you, if y'all watch this together or talk to them about this, whatever. What is something different both of you could have done? And don't be playful like, I could have just walked out on your ass. No, don't. Chill out. Calm down. What is some, honestly, you think that you really could have done for yourself or from yourself, you know, on your end, whatever, to change how that conversation went?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Ooh, just to go, last thing I'll say on this, I guess I would just say leading with empathy, like Marlene, our therapist, told us, like the way to better yourself, to communicate and just be a better person and to walk through life with less anger is to learn how to empathize more with the person you come in contact with. Yeah. It doesn't take away what you're going through, but when you learn how to empathize with somebody, and I might have said this in another episode, but you then are understanding where they're coming from, which then hopefully lessens how you're feeling or the anger you may have, or it just helps you relate more. And when you relate more, you communicate better because you're coming from empathy and understanding.
Yeah, like try to put yourself in that person's shoes.
Yeah.
And how would you, even if you disagree with them or you think they're in the wrong, imagine yourself, how would I feel if I feel like I'm being misunderstood or you don't care or you're not listening to me or, you know, whatever the situation might be? How would you feel? Yeah, I would be upset. Like you said, start from empathy, like I understand, boom, 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 and then start going from there. But yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to play this back for him when he gets upset next.
Listen, I give advice. I don't take it. I give advice. I don't take it.
Whose turn is it? I only have one last question.
Yeah, I may or may not add one of Ruby's questions. We'll see. But go ahead.
The last question that I have is from, so this is still Terrence, his trainer, but it's his new TatMe app. So you'll see the comment here, but it's a dope app that he's launching with his friend and some other partners. So, but he said, or his TatMe app said, your biggest area of growth as a couple since you've been together.
I think we already said it was
communication.
The communication. And to be clear,
everything.
Well, yeah, really everything. But we had to pick one thing, the communication. And that's not to say that we don't communicate clearly to each other. What it is communicate in a way that we can understand. I might sound like I'm saying something different, but I'm not. It's yes, I can tell her exactly how I'm feeling. She might not be able to hear it or receive it because of the way I'm saying it and the words I'm choosing to say, or if I dismiss her feelings about a thing. I'm sorry that you think that I don't care about you, but you need to relax because I love, you know, something like that. She could say, you know, I'm sorry that you feel as though you're overwhelmed, but you're supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Like, as she said, not leading with empathy type,
yeah,
you know.
and to add another layer to that, with our communication, we had an example yesterday, which, you know, you have little moments where it shows how much you've grown, and sometimes we just pass them over, but this is real growth. So like on the car back, you know, he said that I networked a little bit and met somebody in the car. I'm excited because we're different people. Like I'm expressive. I'm like ready to go. You can tell my energy's like, yes, let's go. And so I'm like, yes, you gotta message her. You gotta talk to her. And then I'm talking through all these things and I'm excited. And his answer, like, he's like, you know, his tone isn't like mine. So because his tone isn't like mine, I am inside feeling like this man is not caring. Are you kidding me? So then I'm getting a little upset. But I said, you know, I feel that you're not responding in a way that is like I don't feel that you're giving, you are caring about what I'm saying. And
I was like, all right, let me stop this right here. I was like, I forgot what I said.
He basically explained like what he's doing. His mind is processing.
Yeah.
So then I took that as, oh, right. He has to analyze the situation. So then we ended the conversation with, you know what, I get you and he got me. Yeah. And I was like, and so in the future, he'll make sure he says something first to validate like, oh, this is an amazing experience. And I'll make sure that I remember that he needs time to analyze it. So it's not that he doesn't care. Yeah. It's just that his brain is working.
Yeah. Anybody who knows me, you can't, depending on what it is, you can't just say, hey, you trying to do this or we're going to do this. I will most likely never just say, yeah, let's do it. I mean, if I do
I'm
say
the person that does that.
If I do say it, I had already thought about doing it. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm down. I'll be like, I mean, all right, I guess. Maybe I'll get back to you in two business days.
So that's his answer. I'm like, yes. And then I'm already looking like, let's say a friend comes to me and they're like, let's go on a trip. I'm like, yep. And I'm already looking right.
And I'm like, bro, first of all, we're trying to do A, B, C, and D. And we were potentially trying to do ERF. Like, what are you talking about? You trying to do G? Like, come on.
I make it all happen.
I mean, we do but point is.
You got to live your best life.
You got to dial it back. So, live your best life, but let's just,
This is what balance. We're different ends of the spectrum. We meet here in the middle.
Yeah.
Well,
we're going to skip that part because, anyway, compromise. Whatever episode that was, go back and watch that. All right. I'm going to do everyone a favor and, give me a little bit of excitement and randomness and answer one of Ruby's questions. Nope, can't say that. Not gonna ask that either, because those are the two same questions. I'm so sick of her. Can't say that either. Won't say that either. All right, I'll ask this one because it's not too bad. This is kind of light. I'm sick of her shit. So she asked, "What age did you lose your virginity?" At the risk of sounding like a wild young man, 15. I was 15 when I lost my virginity. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about you?
Well,
hey, the truth. Here come the truth. Watch. All these years we've been waiting.
How old were we?
I don't know. It wasn't with me.
Whatever age I met him.
That's a lie. Tell us the truth.
That's the truth. Now, I guess you could think differently, like, because what do we call virgins? Like, is that like actual sex, or is it like
actual? I don't want to hear the rest of that. Actual sex.
Yeah. Then when I met you,
you a liar. I'm playing.
I
keep telling you, I'm trying to get down to that.
Does he really think I'm telling you?
No. It's always a joke where I always sound like you're lying. Like, no, you did not, or whatever.
How old are we 10 years ago from now? How old am I? I'm 30. At 20 years old.
All right, well, there you have it, Ruby. That is the only question and answer you're getting from me, because the rest of these is wild. Maybe I'll start our OnlyFans and answer these other questions, because she was asking some crazy shit.
I mean, I might start a feet OnlyFans.
Nobody want to see.
Money. My feet are
look
cute.
at your little ankle. We ain't gonna zoom the camera down.
My
look at
feet
your
are
little ankle.
very cute. Stop.
All right, whatever. But that is that, everybody.
That is the end of season 1.
Season 1 is a wrap.
Thank you guys so much for watching. First of all, I'm just excited to continue growing this and to meet new people and other podcasters and just expand and try new things. So
yeah, no, I was a little nervous doing this at first, because I mean, we knew coming into it we were gonna have to be like honest and not blunt, but honest, transparent, about the things, some of these topics we were gonna talk about, not like covering anything, not to say too much, make sure we said enough, how we said it and everything like that. So it was a little bit like nerve-wracking a bit, like first episode or two. But honestly, as
when we first came in here, we were nervous.
But we did flow through that episode like it was nothing. And, very little of these episodes have to have so much editing in the sense of, now we can't say that, we can't say that, or not too much, whatever. We kind of just flow through it and it's natural. So it was good. Like we said, season 2 will be out in a few months. We're going to start having some guests. Those of our friends who are coming out here to visit us.
Shanae.
Yeah.
Just so you know, now you know.
Now you know. She's right. You're gonna end up being a guest on the episode.
Now you know.
Now you know. Anybody else who ends up coming out while we're filming this, and if we're in this season, we'll probably try and get you on as a guest to talk about something. So come wearing your Sunday's best. And then that's pretty much where we at.
Yep. Thank you guys. Don't forget, comment, and subscribe so that you know when we're coming out with season 2. And then in the interim, we will be posting. We're going to Cabo, like you guys know, so we're gonna post a vlog.
Yeah, put up a vlog.
And maybe if we do other trips, like we might have to go to Palm Springs.
Yeah, for some business stuff. More on that in a little bit. Boy, I can't wait.
So we will, start vlogging a few things. I don't know how much, but we're gonna.
Yeah, I don't know. Editing that shit is annoying. I mean, again, shout out to Josh, because I don't know how you do it, brother. I don't know what I'm gonna be saying here. And look, this is like an hour joint, so imagine editing joints over a span of days or whatever.
Right.
We went to the DR one time, and I was trying to do it long. Look, I did that very first day, and that was it. I ain't do nothing
your
else.
Birthday. We went to we did glamping.
Yeah, we went camping.
We literally recorded and
the
we
whole
never
weekend.
edited. But
I
let me
edit
tell you
shit.
something.
No sir.
We are going to post the Cabo blog.
Yeah. We'll do it this one.
We have to hold ourselves accountable because we just said
now we know how to do it in the challenges, so I'll be able to do it smarter this time. And again, we're telling y'all, so we do what we say we're gonna do. Yeah. But it'll be out when it be out though. I'll tell you that.
It'll be out.
It ain't gonna be out next week.
Josh is over here laughing.
He's laughing. He's like, that's crazy, but we'll get it done.
All right, guys.
All right, appreciate y'all. Soon. Once again, follow us at OVOXOmar.
And
then at Snooks and Snookums. And we'll see you guys.
Season 1.
We going higher than the ceiling.
Bye, guys.